Is it going or what?
This is where you say action.
Yeah, you're the fucking director.
Or nod your head up
We'll
and down.
wait till you walk by.
You're 9 minutes in.
Oh shit! Are you recording the whole fucking thing?
Ah.
You guys are going for real.
Okay, now we're live.
Hey guys, we just wanted to shoot a quick video for you about the Kanger Subox mini kit. It's kind of the second edition of Kanger's K-Box, which is a really simple variable wattage mod. It was dead simple. It didn't have a whole lot of features to it, like built-in charging or a screen. They kind of stepped up their game with this second kit. It's getting really popular, and we just want to take a minute to talk to you about it. So Darren has had one of these for about a week. David has had one for about a week and a half now. This is Darren's, by the way. It's the white edition. It does come with a Cerakoted tank. It's the Sub-Tank Mini. Everything is the same except that it is Cerakoted. It does have dual airflow in it now. Craig has been using a Sub-Tank Mini for about a month now. I've been using one for a few months. We just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about what we think about the tank and what we think about the kit in general. Take it? Somebody?
Yeah, they actually changed the coil in the new one. It's actually, while we can't get a real good close-up on it, it's got all the listings for your VG build, where the wattage you should set it at. It's actually really cool. It's a really neat design, and it's clean. That's my big thing. The black one, black and red one, and the white one, we kind of call it the Stormtrooper just because that's what it reminds me of. You know, and then the black and red one's really stylish too. I kind of dig that one. With the bell cap, though, I haven't used the bell cap. That's more on him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Really? You still there?
You threw me in like the worst part.
The bell caps are really just an aesthetics thing. It just replaces your upper tank section, and there's a shorter version. The first version that we had was a little bit smaller, so it didn't have a whole lot of capacity to it. There's some other versions out in clear and acrylic and stuff like that. It's just an aesthetics thing. It takes a standard 510 drip tip and just replaces the entire top section. It doesn't really affect the performance of the tank. So.
And then in the box comes like that. You know, and that's basically the same setup there that you've got. You've got your normal, the battery chamber is magnetic. On this end of it, we've got a battery down here, which should I put it backwards? You bet. You got the Kanger Tech symbol, and then your atomizer. And then inside, Brian probably knows a lot more about it than I do on the inside.
Yep. On the inside of the kit, it is a full kit. It comes with everything but an 18650 battery, so you're going to need one of those. It does have built-in micro USB charging, so you don't have to have a separate charger if you don't need it. The white edition actually comes with a black drip tip and a white one down inside the box. The black edition, I believe, just comes with black.
Yeah, just black.
Because they include the RBA section in that, they actually do give you some Japanese cotton, drip tip, screwdriver, spare screws. They have changed the coils a little bit. It's the same size, and they're compatible with the version 1 or version 2 or whatever sub-tank that you had. Full size, plus, mini, and nano, whether they're Cerakoted or not. They've changed from a 0.5 and a 1.2 horizontal build coil to a 0.5 and a 1.5 vertical build. Basically, this allows sub-tanks to now go up to around 40-45 watts, depending on the kind of juice that you have in there. It really upped the performance on a stock coil, just being able to run it higher than about 25 watts. The 0.5 is about the same. The 1.5 is a little different. If you look through the top of the coil, it's actually necked down a little bit on the airflow, and the juice flow is necked down a little bit as well. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about the 1.5 coil. If you adjust your air holes down a little bit, it's a little better suited for mouth to lung hits. I think Kanger is starting to realize there's a lot of people that would really be interested in this kit, but as a beginning device, they don't want to go straight to lung inhale and huge clouds. So they really kind of covered their bases. You can either get one that's all about clouds, or you can get one that's neck down for starting out. They also redesigned the RBA that comes with this. It's the same idea. The differences on this, and we're going to try to add in a couple of close-up pictures so you guys can see what we're talking about, because you probably can't see it really well in this video. The very top of the chamber still unscrews. It's got a little bit thicker insulator in the top of it now. This barrel in the middle, it doesn't actually unscrew anymore. Used to, it had to screw into place. It can move your cotton out of place and give you a lot of trouble. It actually goes straight down over, and there's one little set screw in it. The biggest improvement is that they took the channels out of the very bottom where the juice used to feed into, and now they have these giant holes in the sides. You don't have to be as picky. You don't have to dig out a channel for your juice to wick up through your cotton anymore. These will pretty much feed whatever you want it to. These can really handle a lot more power now because they can feed juice so much faster.
So you just put cotton into it, and basically like these builds, and push them right out to the opening instead of actually having to put down the channel like you used to with the old.
I've seen a couple people do that. You still kind of lay the cotton down over the deck. It's just that now instead of the juice coming in through a tiny little channel, it actually comes in through the holes on the side. It just increases the amount of juice that can come in and keep flooding out your cotton. So,
Because I remember like the K-funds and stuff like that, you had to like needle down into it and stuff like that, and that was a pain.
From the very first sub-tank, the big edition, before it turned into the Plus, they changed the RBA base when they came out with the Mini, and then with all the other ones. This is how it should have been from the beginning. This is actually going to be a lot easier. This is the one I want to get my hands on because I think it's going to suit the way that I vape a lot better. No more dry hits. That's pretty much it to the kit. It's everything you need except for an 18650 battery, but it does do onboard charging, so you're not going to be out for a charger. It's kind of cool. The white kit comes with a white charging cable. The black kit comes with a black one. They're supposed to be releasing a couple more versions in what they call a nano kit, which I believe is the same battery but with a nano sized tank. The pictures that I've seen, and it's not from Kanger, it was some other Facebook group, they're going to come out in some pastel colors like blue and purple, and it's going to be another really similar kit. I've had a couple of people pick these up, from advanced users to beginners, and everyone seems to like them, so they're going to be a really popular little kit.
Kind of makes you wish we had them whenever we first
Right.
started out, instead
Absolutely.
of going up and up and up and up, because this would have just been right there and stopped.
Yeah. Well, there wouldn't have been a stop.
Well, yeah, there really
To
is
a lot
no
of
stop.
a lot of the veterans, there wouldn't have been a stop. I mean, one thing I'd like to mention is the new tanks that come with this kit have twice the airflow as the original Mini. You only have one airflow.
Yep.
This is a base off an original Mini. Okay, you only have one airflow spot, but with these you have two, which is great. You know, if you're running at 50 watts with the new coils that they came out with, there's no dry hits, great flavor, decent clouds for a beginner. Okay, you jump in it and just be happy with it. You know, even if you never vaped your whole life, you grab one of these, and it's going to change the ball game. It really is. What they're doing now is changing the game.
And something kind of cool that they threw in with these little stickers. It's for the little battery, for those of us who are really anal about aesthetics. Instead of having the blue show through like that, put one of the black stickers on the battery. The black shows through. It's a little bit cleaner. Unless you just really want to see the color of your battery. It really doesn't matter, I guess, anymore. But it's just kind of neat that they thought about that when they threw everything in together.
Right. It's saving you from having to wrap it, you know. And the white one comes with black. The black one comes with the red. So everything stands out nice, you know. All in all, great little mod. The bell cap on it fits great in my pocket. Great to take to work. Don't really have to worry about it. Anything big and bulky, and you got the power you need, even if you want to use a tank or even if you want to use a dripper. It's got the power.
Have you dropped that yet?
Huh?
Have you dropped that yet?
Yeah, I dropped it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I sure did.
And it didn't break?
No, it didn't break, man.
That's my fear when I get anything with glass tops.
Yeah,
I'm
I
always,
dropped
know
it,
me.
and it, you know, it kind of made a smidge right there. But other than that, man, it smashed the. One thing you got to look out for is when you drop these, and this is definitely gonna be when you drop these, it'll smash the crap. It'll smash the crap. It'll smash the crap out of your battery. I'm probably gonna need to buy one. You know, whatever. Yeah, this is Sony, but it messed it up pretty good.
But it still vapes, right?
Still vapes all day long.
As long as it doesn't blow up in your hand.
Right.
One thing I would like to see change, with everyone kind of going with spring-loaded center pins now, that is actually a fixed pin. It works really well on most everything you're going to put on it. You know, there's probably going to be some oddball clones and even some oddball authentic tanks that actually won't make a good connection with that because it's still fixed. I haven't had any issues out of anyone that's got them, you know, saying anything about not making good connection on the 510 on their tank. So it was designed to go with a sub-tank Mini. It is designed to be together as a kit.
Yeah, that's
but
something.
I would like to see a different pin.
I'm glad that you said something about that. For those of you who don't know, anytime you buy something from Kanger, there's these little stickers on the outside. Almost all of them, his has it. They've all got it.
Mm-hmm.
Take the time before you spend $50, $60, $70, $80 at one of the shops, no matter how well you trust them, get a QR reader, scan it, make sure it's legitimate and it goes to their website. Don't just spend your money because it's cheaper. Look at it, scan it, make sure it's real before you buy it.
I'm a really big fan of that. Even down to the packs of coils from all the big companies now are putting authenticity checks and balances, I guess, in. A lot of times you can scan that, you know, before you even buy it. You can just hit it with your phone. It takes you to their website. It takes 30 seconds and you can find out whether or not it actually came from that company or not. There's even some clone companies like Watofo, who is a clone company, but they have their own authentic RDAs that they designed and they produce. They even put those inside there. So that's definitely getting to be a big thing. It's really big with Aspire. Anything you buy from Aspire is going to have some kind of a scratch off or a security code or a QR code. If you got that app on your phone, you can scan it. He's right. You're definitely well worth the time to just scan it, make sure that you're buying the authentic stuff.
Even Indulgence.
Indulgence even does it on their mutations.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth the time.
Make sure it's authentic, definitely. You know, you want to spend your money wisely, and
Yeah.
I say if you buy one of these, there's not going to be any ifs, ands, or buts about it, because this is a great little mod. For what it is and for what the performance of it, you know, what it puts out, great. It's great for beginners, veterans, for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody steps up. They love to tell us that vape, you'll save money, which you do, as long as you just vape the little pin that you buy for $20. It's perfect. But those of us who have the addiction, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
You go up and you go up and you go up. This is a best step on the next direction. Even those of us who have had $100, $200, $300 mods, you know, you see them laying around the table. We've all got the Kanger Tech stuff. They're doing a good job with it. They're really bringing it in.
Especially since they started using cotton in all of their coils. That was something that a few other companies kind of followed suit after that became popular. Cotton makes an amazing wicking material, and it's not just for your RDAs. It works really well in tanks. As long as you don't dry hit it and give it a scorch flavor, it leaves a clean flavor. It wicks really, really well no matter what you put it in. Kanger is even coming out with the single and dual coils that go down in all the Pro Tank series, all the EVODs. You know, these things are a couple of years old. They're switching those coils to cotton and a vertical coil, kind of like what's in these new ones now. And I think it's really awesome that they're doing that, because a lot of people are basically going to turn, you know, some EVODs into a really good performing little tank for a pin battery.
The one noted difference that I've noticed, and I don't know if it was on purpose or not, is that they've changed the new coils to where you can't really take them apart to rebuild them. Do you think that was designed on purpose, or do you think it was just...
I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's just the way that when they switched it over to vertical from horizontal, if it's just the way they put it together. That's the stuff that I definitely look for, because I've always rebuilt even stock coils for tanks because I was never happy with them. These coils have really good performance to them, and as easy as it is to build that RBA, and they included in the kit, I wasn't that worried about it, because it's actually going to be a lot easier just to build that RBA and get a way better vape than you're going to with even a rebuilt stock coil.
Absolutely.
So it's probably still possible it's press fit together, so if you can knock it apart, I'm sure that there's a way to do it. If you can get it apart, you can rebuild it, but I don't know if it's worth the time now that RBAs for these sub-ohm tanks are getting so popular.
If it's worth even investing.
Mine's lasting me, you know, a week, 2 weeks at a time.
Right.
You know, so I mean, really.
Even the original coils, you know, I literally just had to throw away my coil that came with this, and I was vaping at 50 watts with 80-20 mix, you know.
Yeah, I don't even...
That's outstanding. I'm just going to say right now, that's great. I mean, that's the best performance I've got out of coil ever since I started vaping, even pre-vape, even built coils, you know.
I can get about a solid week out of the old style Kanger coils. I don't actually have the new style yet, and I haven't picked up one of these kits. I had to borrow Darren's to make this video. I can get about a solid week out of the old style, so I'm really excited, you know, to see what the new ones do too. So, to kind of give you a size comparison, that's an IPv4 with a sub-tank mini. That's Darren's Subox kit with the same tank. This is David's exact same setup, but in black with a bell cap. That's the original Kanger K-Box. This is actually has imprinted on it that it's a K-Box Mini, so they're called a sub box, but on the actual mod it says K-Box Mini. I think in the future they're going to be selling the tanks by themselves and the mod by themselves if you just want to pick up a 50-watt mod if you already have one of these tanks, or if, you know, in the future they're going to be releasing these new style coils, so if you were to come out and get the coils, you definitely see a big improvement in how much power you can run through it. I really think Kanger's doing a pretty good job with this. I'm pretty happy about it myself. So, anything that you don't like about it? Cons? Anybody?
When I first started, it was trying to figure out where my wattage was. That was my thing. Because before you move up, you know, it's like plug and play. You take it, you put it on there, hit the button, vape it, great, have a nice day.
Right.
Even with the like drippers and stuff like that, you build what you know is safe, vape on it, have a nice day. But it's trying to find out where the wattage is for what you've got and the flavor that you like. But I also think that could be a plus too, because if it's coming too hot or you know you want more flavor or something like that, I think that. But trying to figure out, that's why when I saw this new coil and they had all the gauges and everything else, and I thought that was ingenious, because there's people out there like myself who get it and like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, they kind of give you a little chart. The close-up on this actually tells you a 0.5 or a 1.5 ohm coil, and for the percentage of VG that's in your juice, depending on your blend, it kind of tells you the maximum wattage. Now, you know, at the end of the day, anything you build, you're going to have to adjust it to taste, because every person is different, every juice is different. It's saying that you know, an 80 to 100% VG mix can still run between 15 and 40 watts. If you come down to a 50 to 70% VG, you can crank it up to 50. If you're down to 20 to 40% VG, so if you're PG heavy, you can run it at 60. And then the 1.5, you can still run between about 10 and 18 on the 100% VG. So, you know, even if someone doesn't want to do direct lung inhales and blow huge clouds, you can put that 1.5 ohm coil in it, even with high VG juice, and still run it at a low power and get a really smooth hit from it. So, I don't really see anything that stands out to me that would be bad about it. It's got a really good size to it. It's a 50-watt mod, single 18650. So depending on the size of your battery, you can get a pretty big milliamp battery in there. You know, something that's going to last you most of a day. Anytime you're working with anything that's got cotton in it, make sure that you prime that coil. You know, if this is your first time doing anything like that, when you take it apart, take your juice and actually soak the cotton that's inside the coil. That has to be soaked before you start firing it on the first time. If you don't, you'll actually scorch the cotton, you'll burn it, and it'll give it a really bad flavor, and you're going to have to pitch that coil and get a new one. So priming is something that's really important now that everyone's on cotton. You know, at the end of the day, adjust your power. Usually I turn them to 20 or 30 watts, and I just dial them up until they taste right. That's pretty much it. So,
Well, one little addendum at the end of it here. Something you may notice with us, we've all kind of customized our things. Brian's got green and silver. I've got blue. He's got glass. And but they're customized. Something kind of cool there that you can kind of customize your own little look, because I go with a blue box, I go with a blue tip. Just I like the aesthetics of it, and he's got green. You know, it's kind of something just to customize it and make it your own.
Green, clear, purple, blue. There's a pinkish color, and then there's the red and the black. Anytime you change the rings on that, make sure that you lubricate that with water. It sounds silly, but you can even dunk it in a bowl that has about an inch of water in it. If you put new rings on and slide the glass over that when it's dry, it actually pulls it out of place, and it'll cause it to leak down the road. That's a big thing that I've found with sub-tanks, and these guys I think have had the same problem. If you ever change your rings out, you either have to slick it down first or do it in a bowl of water.
Would juice work?
I've had a couple of people tell me that they changed them in their car, you know, after they bought them, and they just put juice on it and it worked fine.
I know that lab full of juice is what.
Yeah, pretty much. I always put mine in a bowl of water with about an inch in the bottom of it. It feels kind of ridiculous when you're doing it, but it works, so I'm all for that.
Right. Hey, if it works.
Yeah, so check that if you ever change out your seals.
And I hate to say it, you know, but honestly, I can't think of any cons. You know, it feels like a DNA 30, DNA 40 in your hand. It's a good little mod. You know, I really don't have any cons. Like, I don't have anything bad to say about it. You know?
The only concern that I have personally is I'm dirty, and I'll admit it.
That's why I got black.
Right, but I mean, how is this going to stand up to dirty hands and stuff like that? I wonder if it's going to get.
Darren's had that for a week.
And considering it's Darren and it's as clean
I
as
wouldn't
it is,
bring
I
it
think
up.
that's I think that's fairly good. Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry,
my concern is
Hey.
that I work in a shop. You know, I have grease on my hands constantly. If I want to walk out and vape, I can grab this and not have any issues. But that's a reason why I didn't get white. Now, if you say you work in an office and you can vape in the office or you can walk outside, even if you use it in the car, from the way that looks, I mean, getting used for a week and having no issues, and it still looks pretty white. I mean, it's pretty good, you know.
And I'm sure that down the road they're going to come out with the silicone covers for them.
Right.
That's another thing that's really popular now that box mods are especially since they're getting smaller, is they'll come out with some kind of a silicone or rubber cover for it to kind of give it a little bit of grip and maybe cover up and protect that nice finish a little bit. So.
Kind of defeat the purpose of getting a different colored box.
The magnetic back door is not overly strong, and it doesn't fall off easily. You know, if you drop this on the concrete, I would imagine it's going to come off there. But just for every day, taking it out of your pocket, it will do that. I don't think that's going to be a problem. It's got some nice resistance to it. The button is nice and clicky. It's a small button. It doesn't have a whole lot of throw to it, but it does have a nice click when you press it. The plus and minus buttons are the same way. Micro USB in the front. I kind of like how they move things to the front face or even the sides so that you can actually stand it up while you're charging and you don't have to lay the whole damn thing down.
And the pass-through, the passive charging is great.
You can actually use it while it's charging.
Right, exactly. That's I love that.
Will that affect your battery?
No,
Doing it that way?
no.
I mean, negatively?
Mm-hmm.
No? Nice.
On road trips, I'll plug it in. It's about to die. I'll plug it in and still vape on it. Have no issues.
So my cell phone was like that.
Right.
Apparently South Korea hadn't come up with that idea yet.
That's about all I can think of as far as, you know, the pros and the cons. I can't see any glaring defects about it. It's a really good kit. I've seen a couple of brand new vapors get into it and loved it. I've seen a lot of people that have already been in this for a year with a lot of different devices. It's small. It has onboard charging. It holds 4 milliliters of juice. That's just the Subtank Mini will hold 4 milliliters. That's a pretty good amount of juice, and with the stock coil that comes with it, without having to build it, it puts out a really decent cloud. Anything that's that size and tastes that, you know, 40 watts, that's a good performing little tank. I'm really impressed by the vertical coil. So.
And look at the difference. I mean, the difference from the original K-Box to the new.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
you've got a
what
full digital screen. You know, the original K-Box was just kind of throw in your pocket and not give a damn what happens to it. You know.
Kanger does do a lot of revisions, and they'll change, you know, even the same product. They won't change the name, but you'll notice that the newer version has little improvements to it. That's what that box should have been to begin with. That's what should have released.
Yeah, it could have just been a test for the first one. Yeah, they didn't know what it was going to be.
It was a little, you know, for the market, it was a little bit weird.
And it's weird. It's weird for
It's
Kanger.
dead simple.
Kanger was just completely. It was pretty well just completely tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And they saw what the market is, and now look at this. You know, they had one bad test run, and now they have one, in my opinion, one really great test run from the original K-Box. You know,
Kind of makes you wonder what the next one's going to be, doesn't it?
exactly.
We'll probably do a review on that one too.
I'm sure. Okay, I don't really have anything else. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave some comments and let us know what kind of stuff you want to see. We just wanted to do an informational video about the new sub box because it's getting really popular and it's a really good kit. So if you guys have a chance to pick one of these up, definitely do that. It's worth the money. It's a good kit. So.
Maybe a new review on this bad boy right here coming up.
I can do that too. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
So good one.